How to start a cleaning business, 8,100 searches. How to start a cleaning company, 1,600 searches. And unfortunately, 1 out of 5 businesses go belly up in the first year alone, according to US labor and statistics. That is, if you do the math, 9,700 businesses, assuming every single person who searched it starts a business, then out of those, 1/5, which is 1,940 businesses, nearly 2,000 businesses would go bankrupt. Let's make sure in this video that your business is not part of this statistic. So what would I do if I were to get my company started, cleaning company started this year? The initial thing would be, of course, doing research and defining your services, which exactly what you're doing. And kudos to you, because I didn't do that. I didn't do to the extent that you're doing, which means you are likely going to be more successful than I am. So if my business is doing over $1 million in a recurring revenue, your chances are already increasing to do it even more than that. However, when you're doing your research, you have to define how you're going to enter the market. Do you want to do residential services or commercial services? So think, when you're doing residential, it's the lowest overhead to get it, lowest knowledge, specialty knowledge that you need, nor the equipment that you need, because you can literally start with what you have in your house. Let's keep that secret between us. The commercial will take a little more, right? You have to have a specialty knowledge, you have to have a specialty equipment, depending upon what you're doing. A high-res window cleaning, pressure washing, carpet cleaning. Imagine all of them have its own tricks, industry secrets, how to make it work, and the equipment that costs thousands, if not tens of thousands to get in. So if you're just starting out, perhaps start like I did from the residential alone, and keep in mind that you don't have to stay there. You can move later on and evolve or change to commercial like I did, then just make that your forte. So it really doesn't matter, but get in, because remember, whether you started now or tomorrow, the difference is 1 day, but which means your goal will be a 1 day further. So as they say, what is the best time to plant a tree? Oh, that was 10 years ago. But the next best time to plant a tree is now, because tomorrow is 1 day later. So it's the same principle. Get started. You'll figure it out. And one of my favorite quotes, the entrepreneur should be able to come to the cliff, throw him or herself off the cliff, and before you hit the ground, open your wings and learn how to fly. Welcome to an entrepreneur journey, my friend. Once you have that, decide on your pricing, because pricing is one of the things you have to know. As soon as people start calling me like, look, I have a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom, can you come and clean it, and how much it costs? You have to know what it is. And that will require a little bit of research from your side, competitor research, and or know how to calculate. The core formula would be net expenses, overhead, plus your desired profit. And that's the formula. Check out my other video only after you finish this video, because you need to finish this if you need more information, but it's there along my videos. So next would be naming your company. And get rid of your egos, my friends, but instead align your company name with your values, because it should represent exactly what you do. For example, eco-friendly home cleaning services of Michigan. So now people know which area you service, your values, and what type of services you present. When you become super celebrity, then use your name as much as you'd like, because now people will be attracted to your name. But to get started, try to stay away from your ego, because your goal is to grow this company so you can achieve your next financial milestone. After that, you would come to securing equipment and supplies. And if you're in residential, that's the easiest. Of course, you open your janitorial closet, you have a vacuum backpack or just upright vacuum, used, beat up, that's okay. Whatever the cleaning equipment and tools you use them. Be mindful for the customers' preferences. If they want non-allergic, disinfecting services, you have to make yourself familiar with it. I've got a ton of videos for that. So go ahead and take a look at those after you finish this video if you need more information. If you're on a commercial realm, the equipment costs will add up. So depending upon what you need, if you need like a truck mount, then you're talking tens of thousands. If you need a pressure washer that you can move in your car, then you need a car to move it, then the thousands of the cost for the pressure washers and etc. Once you have the equipment done, then you're gonna get, my friend, registered, because remember, you defined your services, you got your company name, and you got your equipment. Voila! Congratulations. Next step is for you to register your company, apply with your state's municipalities requirements, and you do that online. Most of the things in the state of Maryland, it's under $200, $150 or so to get it done online. And you can do this, get your EIN, which is free. So you can get that from the IRS website. And once that's done, now you can take that documentation and go to your bank. Literally, you don't really have to go, that's done online. No, the banks actually negotiate too. If you're in a position to bring in a solid amount of money to get started, then you can talk, and they might be able to waive certain fees and be a little flexible for you. So it's a two-way relationship when you have certain amount of money. When you don't have it, it really doesn't matter. Go with the one that does not charge fees and usually offers Zelle payments because that's a super cool advantage to get paid from a customers. Now you got that done and you registered and you have bank account. The next would be to get yourself insurance. Insurance is something you want to pay for and not need to use, right? You don't want the vice versa. If there's a case when you need your insurance and it needs to cover, then it will save you. It'll save a lot of money for you. If you're just getting started and you only a sole proprietorship, then you might need general liability alone, right? And then wherever you go and fill out the paperwork for workers' compensation, if somebody asks for you, like you're a contractor, because now you're becoming subcontracted, in most cases you can opt out and say, hey, I'm a sole proprietor, I'm using myself. But remember, when you start bringing in people and start hiring people, and if you want to know how to hire properly people and find them, then you want to watch this. But again, after this video, then you can always add the workers' compensation later. Remember, general liability for the very first year is based on the estimated total amount of sales you will make. And it's usually non-auditable. Workers' compensation is the same thing, but it's auditable based on your payouts, actual payouts to subcontractors and employees that you end up using. So now that you have that done, the next step would be getting the infrastructure ready, which means if your phone rings, you need to be able to pick it up, right? Like you don't need Google Voice. I use for a business and it's amazing. It's $20 per seat, but you don't need it. In the beginning, it's not like your phone will be blowing off. So you use your cell phone number as I did, maybe, right? But it's again, up to you and your finances and how you'd like to get started. You need some sort of system to keep track of the customers. My company uses Zoho CRM. They have a free edition. You can use that or use any other CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management Software. You can sign up and upgrade as you grow. So you need to keep track of them, or you can do it in a Google Sheets or Excel if that's what you prefer. I just like cloud-based services and that gets the responsibility on someone else. You will need to make sure you can get payments collected when people pay you. Now it's the Zelle, it's QuickBooks Online payments or Stripe, for example. Set up Venmo, Cash Apps, etc., because those are amazing. You just get paid. Credit card payments, yes, some people prefer, but then you're paying the fees for that. So therefore, we like either checks or pay us with Zelle or online direct payments, or just put the money ACHs in our account. So you'll need to make sure that you've got that covered. The next comes scheduling. So when you have people and more start calling and you have teams, try to integrate a scheduling software into your CRM. Might do it, or perhaps go get a plugin for your WordPress website. And if you don't know how to build a WordPress website, then you know the answer already. And if you're liking this video, then please hit that like button, and thank you so much for doing this, because it tells me A, I'm bringing value to you, and B, you are enjoying it, and it encourages me to bring more value. And any questions, go down below, because A, it helps the algorithm to showcase this information to more people like you, and it grows my channel. And now I'm even more encouraged to keep creating cool content for you so you can grow and you're not the part of that 1 to 5 statistics. So after infrastructure, what you're going to do is marketing collateral, because now you need to start telling about your services. First group will be your friends and family. Pull up your phone, go through your contacts, go through your Facebook, see who could utilize your services. Your neighborhood would be another one. The knock doors, talk to your neighbors, and etc., or wherever you work. If you come to work, if you have a full-time job, then you can see other projects nearby and then do flyers and handouts. So there's in general 2 ways to market: inbound and outbound. Inbound is my preferred. It's like I try to create a funnel so the people that are looking for my services come through the funnel, think that they predetermined and found me because of the information that we present to them, and then they call me and they're more open and receiving our quotes, and literally we need to close at that point. Or another one is outbound, when you like just cast the net and it's like super wide net trying to get anyone, and that goes mailers, cold callers, door-to-door, or car magnets, or wraps for the vehicle, billboards, right? Ads on the newspapers. In this case, you're just pushing your services to the widest audience available and trying to get those that might be looking for your services. Either one, you know, some people shine at outbound, and if it's you, then good for you. Some people shine at inbound. That is me. So if you need a video for that, then I've got one for you in my video list, only after you're done with this. Next would be for you to put the legal agreements together, and do not forget about them, because that's super important. Proposals have to look legit and not to overpromise, and then service agreements, because once you've done jobs, then you need to get paid. And please do not start a work, even if you know the person, without having a service agreement signed, because I've burnt myself so many times in trying to litigate this, collect this money, paying the lawyers, waiting for it, and paying out for people who did it. It's just too much. So please do yourselves a favor and do not get a work started without you have a signed agreement that protects you. So make sure you go through your legal team. Like Legal Shield would be one cool place, relatively inexpensive for you to get started if that's what you'd like. But if you've already lost money, or if you will still say, dude, I trust this guy, and then lose yourselves money and time and sleep over it, then you'll remember it. So I'm just coming back to this in hopes that you will not do those mistakes that I've done and collect every payment. Legal agreements, once that's done, then you're building a team. All that is happening parallel, right? You potentially interviewing people to hire employees, and then you start interviewing subcontractors. You interview suppliers because you want the suppliers to give you a better rate and pick up the phone, even if it's an urgent job, and deliver supplies, and repair people because they have to repair your equipment once it breaks. Hiring wise, the tip is I normally don't go and get people on a payroll because I'm cash bleeding if there's no job. I always talk to them and I basically say, look, great job. Like, I like you. I would like to offer you a part-time that I have. Or if I don't have project, I'm like, hey, when I hire you, I would offer you this much. If you're available, then it could turn into a full-time. So be transparent, be open, communicate back and forth, and write down. And don't interview just one person. Don't put your eggs to one person, because when you have a project and now you want to go back to that person, this person could have gotten a full-time job already, and we can get upset with them because they need to pay their bills. So therefore, go and interview 5-7 people, make sure they lined up, and then once you have the job, the next step would be to deliver on your promise. So therefore, once you have the payment, the customers coming in, service agreements are signed, now you're going and delivering on your promise, and that creates a recurring revenue sources for you. That's the beauty of this business. It can become on autopilot and it can become reoccurring, and that's what you should go for. But it will only be recurring if you have a company and you know how to attract the people, and you have the correct prices, and you legally protect it yourself, and then you can deliver on your service. But before, you have to be able to pick up a phone and schedule it. And once you deliver the service, then you are customer oriented. When there's a hiccup, then you act, you mediate this, you make sure the client is good, you rectified it, so then you can get the referral from that client. And the best way to do it at the spot, once the customer is happy, they've got an amazing service from you, you just tell them, hey, can you please get me a referral? Who do you know? Have them like pick up a phone or like text message or email, but make sure you're CC'd in there. Otherwise, the other person, it's just easy for them to brush you off if the other person who's referring is not there on a call. So your chances will go up. Or ask them to fill out a review right there, like a Google review or something, when they're happy. But pro tip, do not do both of them, because people that can get confused. Only ask for one thing. So once you have that, what you do is you rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. And remember what I told you about the previous videos, that I have to help you keep growing. You know where I'm going with it. As soon as you hit subscribe button, then you want to click on this video and then watch this video, because it'll help you to make sure you're not part of this statistic. Thank you, and keep on crushing your business. Bye-bye.